My dad said, "You're soft." I said, "You're cruel." He was standing in the doorway of my room, his face set like concrete. The kind of look that said, "Don't challenge me." But I did. I just told him I didn't want to join the military like him, like my brother. I wanted to study music. He laughed, this sharp, joyless sound that felt like glass in my chest. Music? That's for people who don't want to face the real world. You're soft. I stared at the calluses on his hands, the scars from years of hard work, and wondered if being strong meant being cold. "You're cruel," I said. He blinked, surprised, as if no one had ever told him that before. "Cruel?" he scoffed. "You think I worked my hands raw for you to throw away your future? You worked your hands raw so I could choose my own?" I said quietly. He stormed off, slamming the door so hard the frame cracked. We didn't speak for months. When I left for college, he didn't come to the bus station. Mom hugged me twice. Once for her, once for him, she said. I texted him every few weeks. Updates about my classes, my small wins, my gigs. He never replied, but I kept sending them anyway. Then, in my second year, Mom called. "He's in the hospital," she said. Heart. I skipped class, took the first train home. When I walked into that sterile room, I expected him to be asleep. Instead, he was awake, older, smaller somehow. His voice was rough. "You came," I nodded. Of course, there was a silence between us, thick but fragile. "You still playing?" he asked. I hesitated, not sure if it was a trap. "Yeah, every night." He gave a tiny nod, almost invisible. "Your mom, she sends me videos sometimes." My throat tight. "You watch them?" "Everyone." His hand trembled as he reached into the drawer beside him and pulled out a folded piece of paper. It was my first concert flyer. Creased, faded, but carefully kept. "You were good," he said softly. I didn't understand it then, but I see it now. "You're not soft. You just feel more than I ever could." I sat by his bed, holding his hand for the first time since I was a kid. It felt unfamiliar but right. "I'm sorry," he whispered. I thought strength meant silence. Tears blurred my vision. "It doesn't," I said. "Sometimes it means playing through the noise." He smiled faintly. "You got that from me?" "No," I said with a shaky laugh. "From Mom." He chuckled once, then coughed. The machines beeped, steady but slow. He didn't make it to my graduation. But in the crowd, Mom held up her phone so I could see a recording she'd found. It was him, sitting in his chair, watching one of my performances, saying quietly to no one, "That's my son." And for the first time, I realized he wasn't cruel. He was just scared I'd grow up and never need him. I did need him, just not the way he thought. Months later, I played a piece at a veterans benefit concert. It was the same song I used to practice in my room while he yelled about wasted time. When the last note faded, I looked out at the crowd. A few men in uniform stood, clapping slowly, some wiping their eyes. Afterward, one of them approached me. "You're Jim Miller's boy, aren't you?" he asked. I nodded, surprised. "He used to talk about you all the time. Said you had more courage than any of us, that you were brave enough to follow your own path." My throat closed. That night, I sat outside our old house, guitar on my lap, the porch light buzzing above. I thought about how love can look like anger, how pride can sound like cruelty. I used to think my dad didn't understand me. Maybe he did. He just didn't know how to say it. As I strummed softly, the night air carried the sound across the fields where he used to work. And for the first time, I didn't hear silence between us. I heard peace.